morning folks, welcome back to the channel. So it's just outside Cherbourg. It's a little bit windy, it's warm-ish, and we've probably done about 7 kilometres since we left the ferry. Probably the best 5.5 hours sleep I managed to get on a boat before. New ship, comfy beds, it's all good. Quite quiet sailing, so we were almost the first off through customs, all painless, and then we found a wee boulangerie patisserie for some breakfast and coffee. So just heading on through the little villages. We're about 9 kilometres east of Cherbourg at a place called Pointe du Brick. We've stopped here to have a look at the old tunnels, but disappointingly they've been bricked up. Having done some digging online, it looks as though this area was a German encampment where they had some barracks, observation point, some mortars, some heavy artillery, a railway line where it's believed the Germans could operate their heavy railway guns from. This was our first non-tarmac section of the day. As you'll soon see, it wasn't the last or the most difficult. A little further along the coast we've arrived at Batterie du Caqueret. It was built in 1942 by the German Navy, the Kriegsmarine, and it consists of around 30 blockhouses all linked together. It was engaged on the 6th of June 1944 against Allied landings and attacked several naval convoys, forcing them to turn back. The occupiers finally scuttled it on the 18th of June as part of a plan to concentrate defences nearer to Cherbourg. There are some blockhouses that are accessible and others that have been filled with sand over the years. There's definitely some interesting bits of graffiti in and on some of the buildings, as you can see from the video. And this was one of the few times that I actually managed to get the drone up in the air over the 3 days. Even then it was crying at me to bring it down due to the high winds.
I wonder how many more steps are hidden underneath us when the sand is falling in.
of a hike your bike, it would appear that this route is sandier than when we first thought. But the sun's come out now, the wind's still here, but the walk along the coast of the sea is absolutely beautiful. And having left one of the batteries that we stopped at earlier, you just cannot imagine what it was like back during the Second World War. There's Gus back there somewhere, playing with the sand. And I'm hoping where the two guys are over there, that's us back on the road again. We shall see in a second.
Phare du Gatteville was built between 1829 and 1835 to replace an original lighthouse. The original stood at 25 metres tall, it was topped with a coal fire and first lit in 1775 and originally called Phare de Barfleur. The current tower at 75 metres is the third tallest traditional lighthouse in the world and is one of the tallest in France. Visitors can climb the 365 stairs to reach the gallery, but we gave it a miss because we still had plenty of cycling and walking to do. So you've already seen some of the paths that we've been on today that Komoot has on record as being suitable for bikes. This one in particular has this message up in the corner. What do you think?
So that's us just knocking on 50 kilometres since we left the ferry this morning. It's been actually only ridden for about 3 hours, 20 minutes or so. Spent a bit of time walking, a bit of time sightseeing, see what's going on. The battery earlier today, and with the lighthouse at Gatteville as well. Stopped for lunch in Barfleur, and actually not 100% sure where we are now, but we're somewhere on the EuroVelo 4, kind of zigzagging out to the coast and then back inland again. It would appear to be a mixture of nice tarmac like this and some gravel stuff, so a wee bit of a change every now and again.
Are we live?
Right Gus, what's that over there on the left?
Well, now that we're southeast of Cherbourg, that is that island.
That's that island,
That is
genius.
that island.
Genius.
Some
It's good.
military significance.
It's good to see you've done a bit of research.
Yeah, not a problem, mate.
So if you've seen Fuerteventura videos, you'll know that I had an e-mountain bike on hire for a couple of days. If you haven't seen them, I will try and stick a link up in the corner somewhere you can go and have a wee watch. But normally I ride a gravel bike, so drop bars. But not been on a mountain bike for a long time. That's a story for another day. But so I was out on the mountain bike for 2 or 3 days, and what I found, because there was no change of hand position on it, I've actually irritated my ulnar nerve more so on my right hand than my left, and it's still giving me a little bit of trouble. I've been to see the physio, but there's not an awful lot they can do for it. So what they reckon is that it just needs to rest, and I think she said 16 weeks, which is an awful long time of not being on the bike. So kind of chancing my arm a little bit and risking making it worse. But hey ho, luckily, given that I'm on my own bike and not a mountain bike this time, I've got the luxury of changing my hand position, so I can ride tops, I can ride drops, or I can ride on the bars themselves. So nearly finished day one. Well, day two really, seeing as day one was the travelling through Britain, and it's not giving me too much grief so far. But we'll see how it pans out across the next couple of days. So that's us at the end of day two. Just arrived in Saint-Mere-Eglise. They're got an Airbnb type accommodation for tonight. We're probably about 1 kilometre or so to go, so in a couple of minutes. We're not far away. We'll get in, bikes away, showered, out, go and find some dinner. It's been a good ride. It's been a more of a bit different to what we've done previously in the Netherlands. A bit more of a challenge with the different types of surfaces in the road, different countryside, and not quite so many cycle paths as the Dutch have over there. However, it's been a good day. Sun came out in the afternoon, it's been nice and warm, staying warm just now. Hopefully we'll get more tomorrow. I'm going to leave you at that, and I will we'll see you in the next one.